have the March 2024 Tomica releases. Still a little bit behind, still catching up. It is what it is. We have the Toyota Sienta, number 16, not to be confused with Toyota Sienna. Tomica has not done a Sienna, but they have done a Sienta, which is a Japanese-only vehicle. And then we have the Hitachi Ridge dump truck. And there's a model code there. So, let's get into it. We'll start with the dump truck, of course, because I'm not sure there's too many people interested in that one. Most of the people clicking on this video want to see the Sienta, and I can already tell you that that is an amazing version, or amazing release. But let's get into the dump truck here. Because I have not seen it. Feel free to fast forward a little bit because this wrapper is extremely tighter than usual. There we go. So number 103 on the dump truck. Ooh, look at that. We got a little pamphlet. Gotta look through the pamphlet first. Seems like they're promoting this toy line. Not entirely sure what it is. I'm sure it's below my targeted demographic that I'm in. But yeah, they look cool. Look good quality. The kids in Japan totally have it made with all these awesome toys. And this just looks like there's no Tomica branding on here. It just says Takara Tomy. So interesting that it's included with the dump truck. I wonder if the Sientas will have something similar. But here is the dump truck, and I think it's a new casting. We're going to compare it with the old Hitachi dump truck, number 102. So not directly replaced, but it's one number different, and I can already tell it is a new casting. It's actually bigger, it looks like. So these are kind of like quarry dump trucks. What's the scaling on these? 1 to 1/85th scale. Jesus. It's tiny. That's what they're telling us. It's tiny. Even though, you know, here's a Hot Wheels Toyota Supra. They're telling us it's tiny, but it's pretty decently sized. But it's saying in terms of 1/64, it should be a lot bigger. We're going to compare the old EH3 3500 soon. Well, let's take a look at the new one. The front ladder here, yeah, that's a ladder, or a staircase, actually, on the front. Grill there to get up to the cab. Cab's there. The windows are detailed very nicely. Headlights look good, and I like the flat black trim on the top of the fender here. This thing's got a tiny plastic base. This thing is majority metal. Everything behind the wheels here is metal. This front bumper's metal. Just the grill insert here, all that black you see is plastic. And the cabin here is plastic as well, which I think they did on the old one, yeah. Although I like the old one better because the windows were actually recessed. They're not actually painted. Oh, actually the front one might be. Oh, there's a clear window piece in there. Okay, so they cheaped out on the cabin a little bit. And it's not going to matter because it's not like the collectors are really drooling over the dump trucks. You get all this white trim here. I'm not sure what all of that is. I don't know if it's visible very much. There, you can see it there. Yeah, you can see how many ladders this thing has. This thing is massive. That's probably taller than most people. Oh my gosh. The dump bed here has like these louvers on the back here, which like I already tell you, the old one did not have. And I like how pointy the end of it there is. A little more shape to it, I guess. It does have mismatched wheels, which is an interesting touch. Obviously, they're saying it's supposed to be like that. I don't know why it uses stickers now for the trim here. You know, everything else is painted, and it was painted previously, so I don't know why it's a sticker now. And then now it's an issue. But that's weird. And of course, it does articulate. And so does this one. Dump beds look a lot bigger. The cab's pretty similar too. The color's a little darker on the new one. But that's about all she wrote. That's dump truck for you. This one is a 2009 made in Vietnam. So I'm assuming there is a made in China version. I'm sure it's pretty rare because they started the made in Vietnams in 2010 and this says 2009. So I've got to imagine the made in Vietnam or the made in Chinas are extremely rare, but this is a Vietnam made one. And of course this one's made in Vietnam because it's a brand new one. Oh, they put it in the same spot. Oh, did they actually fit the whole... Oh yeah, they did on that one too. Alright, there's your dump truck for the dump truck fans. Now let's get into the Sienta, which I've been extremely excited for. Oh, and while I'm at it, the dump truck replaces number 103, the Nissan Note. Gorgeous casting. I love this casting. I can't believe they're getting rid of it. I really want more versions of it. But like the Nissan exclusive is like a $50 model. And then the freaking police version is $150. And that's from Japan. I don't even want to know what they're selling them on eBay for. So, yeah, this casting was extremely popular and there isn't very many releases of it. This is the only one that's readily available. So I'm sad that they're discontinuing it. I hope they do more versions of it. I hope they also do the facelift that just came out this year for 2024. They facelifted it already. It's like maybe 2 years old. And there's also an all-tech version with a cool body kit on it. I would love Tomica to do that. I feel like that would be something Hobby Japan would do. That would be awesome. Let's move into the Sienta. And before I forget, the Sienta is number 16, which replaces the Fiat 500, which is another one that I actually liked. So two getting discontinued, very sad to see them go because they were short-lived and I really liked them. But the Toyota Sienta I do also like, so I guess that cancels out one of them. The dump truck, it's whatever. I would prefer the Note over the dump truck. Let's take out the first, or not the first, this is the first color variant. Let's take out the regular mass-produced variant first. In like a brown. It's that new like sand color that Toyota's been using on everything. They started with the TRDs a couple years ago, and now it's just everything has it now. The new 4Runner. Well, the new 4Runner has a TRD version. The Land Cruiser doesn't, though, and that's got it. And then Lexus GX has it, and I'm sure the LX will soon. That'd be cool to see the LX in this, like, sand color. I just wish it was metallic. That's my only problem with it. And it looks like we got the same pan flip in this one. So, don't need to look through that one. I like it better when they're the Tomica pan flips. Yeah, so this one gets a little more headlight detail, which is nice to see. Because Tomica normally doesn't do much with the headlights. So already this looks really good. Headlight details look good. Silver with the black accents there, and they are metal. They're not plastic inserted. The grille up front here is, however. Toyota badge looks nice. You get the small button rims here. I like the flat black trim on the front bumper here, down the sides, and on the rear bumper. Kind of gives me like the Citroen Cactus vibes, almost. I'm sure that's for the same purpose, you know, like a bump stop or like so you don't get door dinged. The window trim looks good. I wish they would continue it down here on the belt moldings, though, and not just do the pillar moldings. Rear windows blacked out like typical Tomica fashion, although they did that because of opening tailgates. But this one doesn't have an opening tailgate, so they probably could have made that a window if they wanted to. But I like it when they cover it anyway because it gives it a little bit of weight. You do get a rear window piece, and then your tail lights are... I want to say they're part of it. I don't know if they're like painted or cold molded or something funny. And then this rear trim piece also is part of the window, so that's definitely painted. But I don't know how they get the taillights to look like this because they did the same thing on the Nissan X-Trail, which was amazing. Amazing release, and I love the clear, the clear inserted taillights on this one as well. Really great touch. Great casting. and a vehicle that was definitely needed in the Tomica line because they've done it before. This is what, a 2016, 2017 model year. So this is the new generation. So you can see the changes to the Sienta here. So yeah, see, this one got the full black trim on it. I don't know why. The rear end does really look like the Sienna though. And it's funny because this design existed before the Sienna. So it's almost like they used it as a base on the Sienna and copied it. Just made it bigger. Taillights are very different though. The fronts are, you know, kind of similar. They move the Toyota badge, whatever. But the rear ends are extremely different. And this one almost goes back to how the older ones were. Do get nice suspension. Yeah, with like the rounder headlights and the larger taillights. The older Sientas were kind of proportioned like this as well. And I kind of wish Tomica had done those. I think this is a 3rd gen, if I'm not mistaken. 3rd or 4th, and this is a 4th or 5th. I'm not too familiar with the Sienta. I just know it well enough to say, hey, it's not a Sienna. They're 2 different cars. That's about how much I know about them. And let's get the first color variant out, which looks gray, but it's kind of like a greenish gray. I don't know. It's an interesting color. It's not like completely primer gray, as you see on a lot of Mopars today. The Jeeps and the Chargers and all, and the Durangos. That's what it kind of reminds me of on the packaging here, but you know, you can kind of see the green hue to it. But yeah, very unique color. And a very unique casting that no other brand, I think, is going to even attempt. This one's got the pamphlet, too. I don't need to show it. But a very interesting casting that no other brand's going to really attempt. And 2 very unique colors. Now, in my opinion, they're kind of dull. I would have preferred, like, I would love to see it in almost a metallic blue in the same look as the Note here. But a unique vehicle deserves unique colors, so, and definitely there's nothing else in the Tomica line that uses a color like this, so that's cool. You got your Toyota badge up front there. Oh, I already reviewed the first one. I'm just going to see if there's any differences, I guess. Because sometimes they change things around. And I don't think this is metallic either. No, they're both pastel colors. The taillights pop a little more on the gray here. You can see how awesome they are. And of course, still gets the flat black moldings along the side. And the gloss black trim moldings around the window. It looks like they're the same casting. It looks like they have the same exact details. They didn't switch up a trim level on us like they do with some of the other ones. This is just a copy and paste. You know, copy and paste, wipe their hands. All right, move on to the next month. Which is what it is. Every brand's going to do that no matter how good they are at what they do. Everybody's always looking for an easy way out once in a while. I guess that's the moral you guys want to take away today. Anyway, there you have it. That is your March 2024 Tomica. Let's position these a little nicer, I guess. Make it more thumbnail-like. Nah, I guess that works. There you have it, folks. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Stay tuned for the April show, because that is amazing. I'm still behind, but working through them. Got some amazing stuff coming, guys. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.